Travel with Dave. In the Philippines, if you take a taxi round trip, they will charge you an additional fee. And it might be done in other countries also. So when you get in the taxi, they're going to have a starting fare. In Cebu City, it's 50 pesos. It's probably mandated by the city government. Most taxes are regulated by the city. So the starting fare is 50 pesos, which is around $1. So I did a round trip. The taxi driver took me to a gas station. I bought some gas, and then he returned me to where my vehicle was parked because my gas gauge is broken. So I ran out of gas. When I got back, the fare was 77 pesos. He drove me like 3 or 4 miles round trip. And it was late at night. It was just before midnight. There was no traffic. So it's 77 pesos. I give him 100. He looks around for change, but then he says, "Can I keep?" He said something like that. And I said, "Thank you." And I got out of the car because I was very appreciative that I was able to catch the cab close to midnight. So he did that because of the starting fare. He mentioned round trip. He said something like, he said, "Can I keep because of round trip?" He said something like that. So what they do is if they drive you somewhere, they got the starting fare 50 pesos. The presumption is you're going to get off, do what you got to do, and then you're going to catch another taxi. You have to pay the 50 peso starting fare again. If they do the round trip, they want that money. And I had it happen once before. I wanted to go to the camera shop, and the taxi driver drove me like 40 minutes to the camera shop. And when he got there, it was closed, completely closed. All the doors were down, the steel garage doors, whole parking lot, every store was closed. Obvious it was closed. There was no traffic on the road. We saw it was closed. And they said, "Okay, take me back home." And he turned around, and I think what he did was he turned it off and turned it back on so that the meter charged me the fare. He didn't, I don't, or maybe he would have said, "You have to pay me 50 pesos." They'll do that. I don't think they're going to turn the meter on and off, but they might do that. So be aware of what they do. In Colombia, some cities had meters, and some cities you had to negotiate the fare. And when I was in Peru, you had to negotiate the fare. There were no meters. Usually, with a motorcycle, you have to negotiate the fare because very few countries have meters on the motorcycles. Very rare. And when you get the tricycle, often you have to negotiate the fare. Maybe once I saw a meter on a tricycle. And if they have a meter, it's probably regulated by the government, which means that they do inspections and they've caught people before. If you read the news, you'll hear stories about how they catch people doing something to the meter to charge you more money. In New York City, they have posted on the side of the cab, it'll say starting fare, the charge for every minute idling in traffic, and then maybe the rate per mile. And they might do the same thing too. If you ask for a round trip in New York City, the taxi might charge you a fare for turning around. Okay, so that's it for today's episode of Travel with Dave. In terms of living in the Philippines, I'm going to say that it's a pretty safe place to live. There's security guards everywhere, but you have to be wary about trusting people with money. Like you can't trust anybody. If you give money to somebody like 50 pesos, you're never going to see that back. If you give it to them and then an hour later you say, "Hey, where's that money, the 50 pesos that you said you were going to borrow from me and give me back in an hour?" "What 50 pesos?" They act like they never heard of it before. Okay, so that's it for this episode. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.